all 5 of those players, I thought did very well against Kenya.
Really well. Russia there played 30 minutes of the last game, so she's real, their engine. Also gave us a shout out before the game and complimented us on our commentating. So it's only right we...
I think she was only talking about you, obviously.
Yeah, I think so.
Certainly it was nice to be sitting beside you. Julian Martinez, who comes from Spain, near Sevilla, just south of Sevilla. Of course, he's been involved in the women's game for a long time. And is well connected. Very colorful individual. Enjoyed talking to him and his host. He knows that Mozambique have a big challenge today and for the rest of this tournament.
If they can win at the top of the group, hopefully get a rest day and on to the quarterfinals.
And do you remember what it was that Antonio Correa said before this tournament? Amongst the many things, he said, "My hope is that we are the best defensive team in this FIBA Women's Afrobasket. And if that's the case, that will give us a chance to have our highest possible finish, whether that's top 6, whether that's podium, whether that's top 10, whatever." But he believes that if they can be together on the same page defensively, they will be a tough team.
Right. And they really play as a team. I really like watching them. Their bench 1 through 12, you'll see them clapping, cheering for one another, really willing each other on the court. So I really enjoy watching them as a team aspect.
Well, Mozambique finished second back in 2013. And they've been on the podium before, also 2003. They were second. And in 1986, they finished second. In 1993, they were third. So this is a country that, from time to time does make it to the podium and really raise some eyebrows for the Cape Verde women. Not yet, but you never know what's around the corner for them. Of course, they both played at Eurobasket, at the FIBA Women's Afrobasket back in 2013. And Cape Verde finished 9th at that event. They did not actually play. They did not square off at that tournament. So we are just seconds away here from the teams lining up and jumping off this opening game for the 3rd day of this FIBA Women's Afrobasket. Great off day yesterday. Senegal could not be a better place to host a FIBA Women's Afrobasket. Everything they've put into this tournament has been fantastic, in my opinion. The opening ceremony on the night that we got here was brilliant, with the president of the country even coming and watching, and it was just a memorable occasion. And of course, on the off day, getting a chance to do different things. So really nice, friendly people welcoming, and now it's fun to have some more basketball. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is the FIBA Women's Afrobasket, and it's the game between Mozambique and the red and gold, or red and yellow, taking on the whites of Cape Verde today. And already Mozambique, right off the opening tip, get down for a layup attempt, and they get an offensive rebound and a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, instantly here, Donge shows her presence, her strength, and what they're really going to look to early. So Cape Verde have to answer. They have to box her out. She's a big body and a big presence.
So she makes 1 of 2. Now inside, Bosch misses. And it's 1 and out. It's Donge with the rebound. Turnover. Here comes Cape Verde. Livramento passes into the corner. Rocha. And Livramento does a good job protecting the ball, as does Cape Verde. Oh no, they're going to call an offensive foul, pushing off with the shoulder. Look at that. Yeah, that's a good call, actually.
Yeah, good job, referee. They're on it early this morning.
So Mozambique, the physicality of their game coming through here early, but great defense.
Yeah.
At the other end by Livramento.
Yeah, Cape Verde is one of the smaller of the teams in this tournament, but they use it to their advantage. They help each other, really moving on defense. They'll switch it up. Also, they started here in man.
Oh, good hands there. I think it was Rocha that got the block. For the FIBA basketball / women's Afrobasket / 2019 to get all the latest news, information, score updates, features. It's a nice one on Gorgie Jeng, the Senegal international, plays in the NBA. Nice interview done by a member of the FIBA Africa journalists. And driving in was Livramento, almost getting to the basket, with the ball knocked away. Right now, Cape Verde kind of making a commitment to establish something down low against this big front line of Mozambique.
Yeah, it's always good to start early in establishing your inside presence. That really opens up the shooters later on in the game. They've got 4 seconds here.
And a turnover, another turnover. And hustling back was Cape Verde. Almost knocked it away to get it back. And while they're not as perhaps big as some teams, Cape Verde are quick. And that was something Morera said, we've got to use our advantage.
Yeah.
Seda down low getting the rebound.
Yeah, they've really done well here. They scout, they know that they want to go inside here. Look, bringing 3 players to Donge and really making them have to work.
Nice job defensively there. They did give up the open 3, but and now Mozambique gambling on defense and a reach. And this Cape Verde team is quick, they're scrappy, and they're very skillful. And Mozambique, well, if you want to chase them, you may end up giving up some layups.
Yeah. But also here, I think both teams need to establish themselves on offense. Make sure you get good screens, set each other up. It'll make your lives a little bit easier on the offensive end.
Rocha for 3 off the front of the rim. He actually comes from Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States. Another 3-point attempt was missed. And Livramento just lost control as she got into the lane and turned it over. And good passing by Mozambique. And then a push called on Bosch. And Bukauro, number 6 for Mozambique, is doing a great job running up and down the floor. And a nice pass there.
Yeah, Mozambique definitely trying to get out and run, get transition quick early baskets. So Cape Verde have to get back in transition defense early and often.
So we have a timeout early here called by Cape Verde. Not even 3 minutes into the game. 7:38 remaining in the opening quarter. The first game of the day. And Coach Correa wants to make an adjustment.
We get rebound. You run, you go straight up so you can get open shots. Stop doing that. Just every single one of them can be a guard. Just go straight up. Understood? Hey, não tem que correr. Não tem que usar transição. But be a little more aggressive. Protect the ball. Não vai dar nela. Protege a bola. Mais forte.
Porque la que esté con ella, y tú te quedas con la siguiente, que vaya al rebote y es más dura y te quedas con ella. ¿De acuerdo? ¿Vale? Venga, vamos. Venga, penetraciones, no evitamos el contacto, duras. Venga, 1, 2, 3.
Well, Azania, what did you mean from that?
He's mixing from English to French, but just saying be more aggressive, Cape Verde right there. do not be so passive. Only 1 point being scored by Mozambique and 0 from Cape Verde. So he's correct. He wants to call this timeout to get his team together, set something up good, and get a good basket.
Battling down low and getting another offensive rebound. It's probably going to be an issue today. Ricardo misses that time, and I think it's Martinez who's checking into the game. So Alzira Martinez, number 8, now in the game. Here she is, and she was fouled, so making her presence felt from the off. Livramento, meanwhile, gets in. Now Jade Letal, the captain. Bounce pass. He gets it to Martinez, and they get the shot off just in time. Rocha.
Be interesting to see how often Cape Verde change up their defense if they go into a zone. Right now they're staying in a man-to-man.
Now on the baseline, the miss. Seda was there, surrounded by white shirts. She didn't bring it down. Nothing like sitting in the bateria, the drummers.
The drums are in the building, Jeff. They're here to celebrate us.
Drum roll, please. Now the drive, and Martinez blocked by Seda.
Cape Verde have to do a little bit something different because Seda and Donge are so a big presence. They need to maybe shot fake, get them up off the floor, and change up something to get a good shot.
Good defense by Seda, and now a chance to break. Oh, the look off, and now Seda hustles down, gets it. Great defense from behind, but she gets the ball back, and I think Alzira committed the foul reaching in. Even though they've given away some, those Mozambique players are getting some good positions down low.
And they're still not scoring.
They're not scoring, and look how they're getting after them, Cape Verde. Of course, fouling Martinez.
Yeah, just need to just be patient, disciplined there, because there's 3 players.
3 players. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, sorry. There's 3 players around that offensive player. They just need to keep their hands up. That's really difficult to score against 3 defensive players. So don't foul. Don't put your hands in. The referees will always call that. We've seen that throughout the tournament. That they're winning, that's the first thing they're calling.
On three, finally it goes for Mozambique.
Hopefully Cape Verde can get the lid off the basket.
Nope, missing it again. Great defense by Barros. Getting the charge, getting into position.
Yeah, really good job by her.
A bit of a stop and start nature to the beginning of the game here. And Cape Verde still looking for their first points.
Yeah, they're really struggling on offense, 5 minutes in and not a bucket yet. So hopefully they can get something easy to get their team going and confident. And that Sada and Donge are just so hard to score on down there. They maybe need to change it up, bring them out of the paint.
Attempt. Livramento off target, but it goes off of Mozambique. It'll be possession for Cape Verde. Well, coming into the game for Cape Verde, number 9, Mona Lisa Mendez. Jade Letao out on the perimeter. She puts it on the deck. Has it knocked out of her hands by Mukaoro. And Cape Verde ends up taking a contested jumper.
Yeah.
By Mozambique.
Yeah, Mozambique's doing a great job on defense right now, really rushing, pushing Cape Verde out of their offense. They're not really getting anything good looking at the basket.
Quick pass down low, and Donge banks it in.
Yeah, she's going to be a strong presence down low. Hopefully Mozambique sees that and keeps going to her.
Mendez. Cal went for the rebound. Alzira goes for it. Mozambique have it back. Indira Evora, rather, number 5 for Cape Verde, got a touch there, not Mendez. Now the ball goes back over to Cape Verde. What goes through your mind if you haven't scored more than 5 minutes into the game that you're a player on the court for Cape Verde? Do you even think about that, or you just play?
No, I think about it.
You're like, are we ever going to score? Are we just not
No.
that good?
No. Not that negative mindset, but if I'm out there, I'm saying I want a good offensive possession here, something easy to the basket right now. They're rushing and not getting any great screens and not really helping each other. But definitely you need to score because, only Mozambique has 6 points. But they're finding ways in transition. So hopefully coach can pull something here for them to get an easy basket.
There's 2 seconds on the shot clock. They've got to put it up. And put it up they do. Missed everything.
Here they fall into the zone, so the defense team is going to change it up to try and slow or give Mozambique a different look. Mozambique is passing the ball really well.
Donge back out on the perimeter, but it goes over the heads. I mean, in a sense, Cape Verde are even fortunate because Mozambique have actually missed some open jump shots.
They're not capitalizing on
the ball.
And
that's the type of thing where, as we watched Cape Verde play the other day, they can put in points in a hurry, especially from three-point range.
Yeah. And, I mean, if you're not scoring and struggling on the offensive end, you want to step the defensive end up because if you're struggling, then you can't let the team also score on the other end. So good for them to keep turning Mozambique over.
Rocha drives in. Ball batted out. Letao. Nice bounce pass. 3-point attempt. Air ball. And it's a real struggle right now for Cape Verde to get anything. That was Indira Evora. Missing it from 3-point range. Guarded by Rocha, and throws it right into the hands of Evora, who again goes down and does a great job of getting the shot tipped off with a giant in front of her, Donge, and then the chasing Mozambique player. She draws the foul.
Yeah, that's what you want. If you're struggling to get a basket, you've got to just drive it right down into the paint and force them to really stop you and foul you. So good job for her to...
In fact, it was Kosa who was in front of her.
Hopefully they can get a free 2 points here from the free throw line, especially when you're struggling to score. Hopefully seeing the ball go in the basket can really get them going.
So bending your knees and making the first one is Indira Evora.
That's pretty difficult. 7 minutes we're into the game and that's your first basket.
Well, she makes both free throws, and despite Mozambique having been on top, they're only up by 4 points. Long rebound out, Donge follows it, and that's what can't be allowed. If you're Cape Verde, you got to start getting those defensive rebounds.
Yeah. And when you're playing somebody as strong as Donge, there's sometimes that you don't even go for the ball. All you worry about is boxing her out so she doesn't get the ball. There's some players that are just amazing around the basket, getting the rebounds. And if I'm playing her, I'm boxing her out. I'm not even worried about the ball. I'm worried that she doesn't get a second
You
chance.
need somebody else to get in there, one of your teammates to pick up the ball. Donge misses the free throw. Barros, no doubt, raised eyebrows with her performance. Livramento, she has a good move. And had to reach, Borussia tied up.
Cape Verde's ball here, 4.2 seconds on the clock, so, oh no, sorry.
But if you're going to get the jump ball possession with 4.2 seconds.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is tough,
but you would
play the game.
Yeah.
Tried to get the pick, she didn't, and now quickly Mozambique race down the court, and excellent hustle from behind by Rocha to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, she's really good for them. She might not score a lot, but you know she does the right things. Yeah, the little things. I like her. There's a solid team player that you would like on your team.
Well, that's why she plays so many minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
3 seconds.
It's like a bit of a break there.
Yeah. In that case, when you don't get the ball, you have to get out of the paint and reestablish yourself because the referee is calling 3 seconds.
Even if the ball hasn't been inbounded.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Rocha, shot clock winding down. And her pass, and Mozambique right now. And for some reason, it looked like the shot clock stopped. But anyway, the ball goes over to Mozambique anyway.
I'm not sure about that call. What did he call? Kick ball? Let me see here. Yeah, maybe she
certainly attempted to kick it.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought she did kick it. Oh, beautiful block by Rocha out on the perimeter. Obviously, it's a struggle for Cape Verde on the offensive end, and more than anything, it just goes to show how crucial their defense is right now to keep them within striking distance.
Yeah, they're changing it up. Mozambique is struggling also to score only 8 points, but they're doing a good job.
Cosa, she was fouled as she got into the lane, so she will go to the line.
Yeah, both teams in bonus here, so if I'm Cape Verde, the next possession down, I'm driving, I'm getting something to the paint to force Mozambique to foul me.
Cosa makes the first. See Moreira over there talking to the referee, trying to get anything he can right now to change the complexion of this game. Barros, that ball is kicked. Kicked by Mozambique's number 10, Amelia Macamo. Leitao inbounds it. And now it's Bosch. Takes the contact. And referee hearing it from the coach and the bench of Cape Verde wanting the foul called. Now the three-point attempt. Front and back of the rim. Donge flies in, but the ball not able to corral it. It's Barros on the open floor. Now a chance for Cape Verde.
Yeah, Rocha injured on the other side.
And they stopped play because the Cape Verde player is on the floor, slow to get up. It's Rocha at the other end and holding her left shoulder.
I'm not sure that should have happened. referee stopped the play. Not sure.
Well, if you have possession, if your team has possession.
Yeah, but if you're going to the basket and score, you're
Yeah.
stopping a score. But yeah, could go either way.
You can see where it happens.
Elbow.
Yeah. So she goes out. Oh, nice play by. Oh, and Barros had a wide open layup and missed it.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Unfortunately, these are the plays, wide open layups you have to execute, especially when you're struggling like this to score.
Zeta from the baseline. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Mozambique possession, but I can't emphasize enough. It's only a 10-2 lead for Mozambique, so it's not like they've lowered the boom.
Yeah, really low-scoring game in the first quarter, which I thought would be a bit better. But Cape Verde's doing a good job defending Mozambique. They've got, 4 points on the free throw line.
Costa off the back of the iron. Offensive rebound, flailing. And now Seda passes outside to Donge. And then Donge charges in, no call. And you can see the coach is absolutely livid. And I think he's probably got a great point. Because the position was established. And while he's right, he needs to be careful that he doesn't get a technical.
Yeah, but he has every right to be angry there because. Yeah.
I mean, I know the refs have a tough job. These things even out.
Yeah, but the referee has warned him. Next time you talk to me like that, I will give you a technical. So he needs to be careful. He has been warned.
Should they hold it for one shot here? Or I guess not, because they're struggling to get those good looks. So when they get it, they're going to take it. Here we go. Livramento blocked and draws the foul from Donge. And what you didn't see, well, Donge saying that she had all ball, but her coach, Martinez, is like, just move your feet and get into position. There he is. He's talking to us. Don't go for the athletic block. Just be in good position. They won't have a chance because she's so big.
Yeah, and sadly, that's her third foul.
That's right in the quarter when he could have sat her down, and that is a huge play. Well, sadly for Mozambique, but Cape Verde, that's probably the best thing that could have happened. And now the offensive rebound, they don't box out. Another chance for Cape Verde, and they fumble the ball away, and Mozambique now have a chance. Will they get it off in time? Boy, that was a break. No, there's no way they will look at that. That was well after.
The referee said 2 points, though.
No, it's well after.
I know it's well after, but he did show 2 points as well.
Yeah, but they have the luxury of going to look at it on
Yeah, I know, but your first look
camera.
is...
And that's what they're going to do right now. They're going to go and review it, and they will take that off.
Okay, that's good.
So they have not put the points on the board yet.
That's clear. That charge right there, you saw it. You waited for you to call. Why can't you call? NBA is about to get frustrated. They're being cheated. Okay, I will. But can you take control of the game?
Yeah, Coach Verde's coach over there is really just pleading with the referees. They're struggling here. Only got 3 points in that quarter. He's asking them, please help us. You know, we're playing good defense there. They had a charge, a late call, and then here reviewing the 2 points. So all you can do as a coach is plead with the referees, please, you know, keep up with the game. But realistically, 3 points is not good enough. It can't just be referees. It has to be them.
I'm waiting to see if they're going to count this basket. I'm looking at the video replay. Here we go. Look at this. Okay, look at the shot clock on top. Right there, it's out. It's expired. So they're going to wave this off.
Yes, but the left referee puts 2 points up the far.
No, but that is the referee who then went and looked at it on replay and
good
waved it off. So that's the great news about video replay and be able to use it in that situation.
You can get the right call.
Yeah, you can avoid making a bad decision.
Yeah.
10-3, Mozambique on top of Cape Verde at the end of one.
You know, both teams really struggling. Cape Verde 0 from 4, 0% from the 2-point and the 3-point line. So the only points that they've really got is from the free throw line. So they need to come out here and look for something easy.
Well, a very slow start offensively. You do have to say the defense has been pretty solid on both ends of the floor, but teams have missed some shots.
Maybe that rest day. Maybe that rest day. That's the rest.
Yep, they slept too long, and good drive and staying with it and picking the ball up was Mozambique's number 14, Odelia Mapanela. So now she becomes more important with Donge out of the game with 3 fouls. Bosch penetrates, goes up with the left hand. That's the best move of the day for Cape Verde.
Yeah, she was good for them last game with 11 points, 12 rebounds. So she really needs to establish herself here, get her team going.
3-point attempt from Costa. And the ball batted out by Bosch or Livramento. Now Livramento has it. Bosch again drives in. Soft touch. Boy, she is tough. This is tough. That's why she had to play in the game 2 days ago.
She sure did. And a quick timeout from. Wait, no timeout. He did ask for a timeout. But
He wanted it.
Yep.
And now he's a bit ticked off because he wanted the timeout. Now the turnover. And it's Bosch again in the open floor. Bosch weaving her way in, goes down. And not a bad attempt, really. A, because she's been successful on the previous 2 trips, and B, because they've had a hard time getting good looks. But nevertheless, Mapanela passes it. Mozambique. 3-point attempt. Good. Boy, that was good big-time shot from Elizabeth Pereira.
Coach is saying, hold it, call something.
Calling horns.
Yeah, call a good play. But they need to set better screens, really. Give each other a chance to get a disadvantage against the defense.
Well, Bosch had the hand in the face, and right now she has got the hot hand.
Yeah.
6 points.
That's always good. Sometimes you just need to see the ball in the basket, and then it opens up floodgates. So for her, she scored the last 3 baskets for her team.
Well, they've already scored more points in the first 2 minutes of this second quarter than they scored in the entire first quarter, and it's all Bosch who is starting to feel it. She had that memorable coast-to-coast layup the other day, which some people thought was the play of the day, and here she is showing again her ability to get to the rim.
La que no quiere, no la buena. Que no lo cambias, que pide un tiempo muerto antes para decirlo. Y sales cogiendo a las 7. ¿Por qué? Porque tiene 2 centímetros más que la otra.
Points by quarter.
Depois bloqueio e põe na costa, mas toma cuidado com o coisa. Alcançar a bola, vira para nada. Indira, pass, get it, pass. All right, and then spot up here. All right, let's run it with patience.
Pass to the post side first.
Let's run it with patience. Hey, get scramble, scramble, and then run. Everyone's gonna run. Let's go. One more now. Hey,
Well, you're the Spanish expert out of us two, so did you hear anything?
No, I wasn't listening. Sorry. We're talking about.
That was my job anyway.
He said salimos. I heard that. We leave.
Cape Verde come out of their timeout saying they need to scramble, they need to get better offense, make sure that they look after the ball. So we'll see how they come out of the timeout.
Interesting how they're speaking Portuguese, though, the coaches.
Yeah, a mix of both.
And then some of the players immediately go to English. They all live in America. They pass out of the perimeter. spraying it. Oh, and that is a bad foul by Bosch. The three-pointer. And she's hearing it now from her coach, Moreda. So 3 free throws are coming for Mozambique. And those are the types of mental mistakes that you can't make. And really, it's not like Mozambique have made a bunch of three-pointers.
No, so you don't want to run out at her and do a silly foul like that. She has to have space to land. That's an easy call for the referees. But, you know, they haven't lit it up from the three-point line. So and that's their best player. And now she has to go to the bench. You know, she's been their spark. And now she has to go to the bench for her team. She has
3 fouls.
3 fouls. Another key player has to go to the bench with 3 fouls.
So what you don't, you know, what's worse, fouling the three-point shooter or picking up your 3rd foul?
Yeah, both silly and high.
And also, while you are in form and causing all sorts of problems, a massive development for Cape Verde, the loss of Bosch.
Yeah.
She's going to have to learn
The hard way.
the drive, and excellent play by Livramento. Well, Cape Verde, no doubt, believe that they can have some success going to the basket. They are time and time again going to the basket and getting fouls.
Put the pressure on them.
So Livramento, who is impressive on day 1. Here she is missing her first attempt.
And that is now the second on number 16, Tamara Sada. So she needs to be careful because that's their 2 big post presence. Now coach doesn't risk it and subs her in. But then subs her in for Donge, who already has 3. So she must play smart. We're only in the first half and she has 3 fouls.
Mozambique couldn't quite catch it cleanly. Mafanela puts the ball down. Great effort by Evora. Cape Verde get it back. Well, she's playing more of an important role today. Evora. She's got 4 points. Steal. Now Baros. In. That is what they've been missing today, and now Alexia Baros has seen the ball go in the basket.
Yeah, she also was a great offensive threat for them last game. She had 19 points. That's only her first 2 points, but maybe like Bosch.
Well, that was an air ball, and it was a good position there by Rocha. An air ball by Carrera, who had hit a 3.
Yeah.
Now Livramento. Here comes Baros. She sees the floodgates open. She drives in. Oh, she missed another layup. Probably not on her favored right hand. Maybe she should have just used the right hand. Good defense, and then Mafanela throws the ball out of bounds.
And I don't like that. I don't like shooting with your right hand on your left-hand side.
Even if you're wide open, even if you feel more comfortable with it?
Well, if you feel more comfortable with it, but you should be able to be at this level. My left hand was actually my stronger hand. Right. Yeah, I'm dominantly right, but I love to turn to my left.
Is that why you're always slapping me around with your left hand?
Yeah, and elbows. You're on my left-hand side, so be careful.
So timeout on the floor with 6:12 remaining in the second quarter, and it's a truly an entertaining game. Let's listen to the coach.
Open teammate, get it, and then one more from there. Okay? Hey, we got them. Every time you like a chance, attack 11. Attack 11. But you gotta go all the way. All the way, push it up, okay? Hey, let's get
Attacking a 3. 1, 2, 3. Attack!
You know, they've only attempted 1 3-pointer, Cape Verde, after drilling so many the other day, but I'm guessing Morera knew that they'd be defending the perimeter.
Yeah, they've done a good job, Mozambique, defending them, really sticking to their scout. But coach in Cape Verde timeout said, share the ball, drive and kick. keep moving Mozambique's defense. But hopefully with number 10 Bosch, you know, she got her first basket there. Sometimes, like Bosch, she scored 6 in a row. You just need to see the ball go in the basket one time, and that really opens up. You start to feel yourself, because the first quarter they scored hardly any points, and the lid was on the basket, and you get kind of down on yourself. So we've already seen them score way more in this quarter.
Well, Bosch has the ball now. Drives in, good defense by Mozambique. Bucauro, and then the ball goes right into the hands of Mafanela, and it triggers a break and a missed layup, but they follow it up, and that was number 5 Zita getting the layup. So great opportunism there by Mozambique, and Moreira won't be happy with the turnover of the points.
Yeah, if they're turning over the ball, they've got to get back in transition defense. Mozambique is pushing the ball great in offensive transition.
Rocha lays it up. Now Mozambique again. Pass down low. Great job. Livramento was in position. And Mafanela came from behind and prevented her from catching it, but the ball was given to Cape Verde. Moreira thought it was his team's ball.
Yeah.
Certainly the message has gotten through from the Mozambique bench, because they look a different team since the last time out. Livramento turn. Mafanela turn. Livramento, good defense. Tough pass by Rocha. That's not going to make that.
Yeah, that's not the type of offense you would like at this point in the game.
Zeta catches it down low, and the charge, and she's got 3 fouls. Oh no, is it Donge? It's Donge. She has 4 fouls. Unbelievable.
And 2 of them have been offensive, so good job, Cape Verde, staying in front of her. She's strong. She's going to use her elbow. She's going to try and barrel her way in, and that's her 4th foul. I did say she needed to be careful in this, because we're only in the first half.
The coach has not taken her out yet.
Yeah, I can see coaches always battling, you know, one of your best players. Do you put them back in the game? Can you trust them at moments like this? It's always a risk, and it's not paying off right now. So if he's going to keep her in the game, which it looks like he is, yeah, he's kept her in the game.
Wow. Here's Barros. And then she turns it over. 2-on-1 break. Great hustle by Mafanela, and then great job by Letao hustling back to prevent the layup.
Wow, good job for her on defense. Great job. That was a 2-on-1.
Mafanela was going to try for the little wraparound pass, and Letao was wise. He knew what was coming. Nevertheless, Mozambique up 7 with possession. Zita, get pass. Now down low, Mafanela, denied. Good hustle there by Pereira. Get it back. And
well done.
Perhaps a little too patient, turning the ball over.
You know, Cape Verde is a defensive team. They are doing a great job on Mozambique, really forcing them to have to do something else. But now they just need to finish down here on offense.
Well, Rocha passed up the 3, passes it back outside, and the three-pointer is good from Cape Verde's number 5, Indira Evera.
Yeah, they really needed that. They really need to get something going, because they're doing a great job on defensive possessions.
Now a 3 attempt from Mozambique, and nobody boxed out Seda, but the opportunistic Jade Letao reaches in and takes it away.
Letao, that's her second, you know, grab in there, get in there, and get the ball for her team. She's playing really good minutes.
Well, they call it the jump ball or the point possession, so he gets it back. And Seda, really, if she doesn't bring the ball down, all she has to do is go up.
Yeah, keep it up high.
Yeah.
It's a post-player sin, that is.
This is just kind of the natural, isn't it? You've got to really train
Yeah, you do have to practice.
Now you can see, I don't know if Moreira is talking about something in the other bench. If he wants some clarification. Oh, no, wait. He's saying that he didn't ask for timeout. He wanted to make sure that they asked for it. So anyway, they come right back as not a timeout.
Oh, interesting.
Here's Evra again. Leitao. Shot clock winding down. Evra gets it to Leitao. Oh, off the rim. Great hustle by Rocha.
Yeah, there's Russia there again doing the little things for her team.
Leitao drives in and goes right at Mafanela. And Mozambique, at times, have looked just physically superior, yet where Cape Verde are just unrivaled, really, is their resilience and tenacity. I mean, they are just not giving up at all, and they just look confident, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, you really can't give up at this point. Both teams are struggling on offense, so you just got to keep digging away, keep, ticking at the baskets, try and keep getting something positive.
So she makes 1 of 2. They're 5 of 8 at the free throw line. And now Mozambique open 3. Rattles out. Seda with the offensive rebound, and she will go to the line. So Mozambique are 5 of 9 at the free throw line today. And Seda, these will be her first attempts. I think both of these coaches are great coaches, and really it's what's going to separate these two teams is going to be who wants it more. They make 1 of 2. I think Martinez is fuming because of the 4 fouls that Donge has.
Yeah, the referee puts him back to his line.
Donge sitting down now. Mafanela in there, Seda in there. Here comes Barros, open to Leitao. She drills a 3. A 1-point game.
Yeah, she's really feeling it. Good for her, playing great on both ends. Defensive, she's getting extra possessions for her team and then nails that 3.
Penetration drive, the miss by Yavengwane, but then the 3-pointer is made. I think that was Bukauro. It was Zita. Anyway, it's back to a 4-point lead. Always nice to answer a 3 with a 3. Livramento absorbs the contact, goes down. And now Cape Verde has it.
Yeah, the only plus thing that Mozambique has on Cape Verde, they are really the faster team out in transition, getting easy, quick points, and that's really going to keep them in the game.
Barros pulls up from the line and hits it, and I think Moreira is really walking a fine line. I mean, I think it's not a matter of if but when he's going to get a technical, because he is barking away.
Yeah, he's getting frustrated.
I thought there was a foul at the other end that led to the turnover in the previous possession.
As a player, and you see your coach, trying to help you, really pleading for the referees. Sometimes I think that's a good thing, that he's on your side, he's trying to will you on, but he just needs to be careful that he doesn't pick up the technical, because right now with such a close game, they don't need that.
Interesting. He's saying that she was tripped, which I didn't see, but I have to look at it on the replay. The ball goes off the hands of Bukauro and back over to Cape Verde, and Mozambique are not doing that badly in the turnover department. Now they've got 6. excuse me, Mozambique have not yet. And the turnovers for Cape Verde are 7. Barros. Oh, beautiful move from Rocha, but she didn't have the finish. Good hands, but Taylor catching it, missing, and Tizian diving in and scoring. Picking up the loose ball and going up and scoring, rather.
Yeah, good job, Mozambique, getting second and third chances for their team.
Both coaches really voicing their opinions to the refs right now. Ball rattles out. And now Mozambique seems to have stabilized things a little bit and have a chance to go back up by 8 or 9. Data up to the top of the perimeter. Now from the left, and the three-pointer is no good, and Barros Barros tried to split the defense, and looks like she loses her footing here. Well, there was definitely contact, but I'm not sure. And right at the end of the quarter, the three-point attempt is missed. And if you're Cape Verde, you don't want to foul. So that's how it finishes, 27-21. It is Mozambique on top here in the first game of the day against Cape Verde at halftime.
Even if it is by accident, I'm going.
If she gets
You
tripped,
treat
it's
me. Like, you gotta call that. Even if it is accidental, you don't stop someone with the ball with your body. Yeah, she's there. She doesn't know.
Cape Verde doing a much better job in that second quarter, 36% from the two. And rebounds for Mozambique is really what's keeping them in the game. 24 rebounds, and then they're managing to push the ball in transition. You know, the coaches are really being very animated in this game and trying to beg and plead the referees. So hopefully both teams go into the halftime and re-establish their set.
So we're at halftime. It's 27-21, Mozambique on top of Cape Verde. We will be right back.
I didn't bring the hammer chocolate. I think it's really here.
he was good, keeping his player. Oh, he banked it in. I was like, what are you doing? But then she ended up putting it in the basket. Running for three. He wasn't even in his time zone. Oh, look at her drift into the lane, and she passes it back outside. And the three-pointer is good. Lucas definitely pulling all the strings so far. And oh, behind the back, we've seen it all from her, folks. She is utterly brilliant. The heading. She is a one-woman highlight reel. Oh, good steal there by Bosch. Now she's taking it down to 4. She takes it all the way in. How about that? Josiana Bosch, coast to coast. 27-21, Mozambique on top of Cape Verde here on day 3 of the FIBA Women's Afrobasket. And it is a very, very intriguing game. Cape Verde certainly had issues putting the ball in the basket in the first quarter. A lot of that had to do with the defense being played by Mozambique. But Cape Verde didn't hang their heads. They stayed with it, and they have made this a great game. Mozambique have some foul trouble with Leah Donge already with 4 fouls. Should be an intriguing 20 minutes to come. Azania.
Yeah, like you say, Donge with 5 fouls. That's one of their biggest offensive threats. She has 5 points, but I'm not really sure how long she can stay in the game, if coach can trust her. You know, and if I'm Cape Verde, I'm going right at her, force her for her 5th foul and for her to sit down. The only positive for Mozambique is really to get out in transition, get easy, quick baskets. But for Cape Verde, Bosch, there was 6 points, but also has 3 fouls. Has to be careful.
And be patient. Pause. Every time you get the ball, if there's nothing, pause low, strong, and then go to the next sequence. Okay? Let's go. Let's go.
Well, they really did a lot of damage from 3-point range in their first game, Mozambique. But today, Cape Verde. But today it's been much more about attacking the basket. They have hit some 3-pointers, and Vera Evera at 7 points has really sparked the team today, and it goes to show perhaps that Cape Verde have a little bit more depth than we would have guessed after day 1, when they really relied heavily on 5 players.
Yeah, and they're in the timeout, or sorry, the halftime. Coach just said, "What play would you like to run?" You know, obviously they start here on defense, but what is successful for us? What do you feel confident in scoring? And so they can come out again early basket because they are down here. But they start on defense.
Okay, second half underway, and ball goes into the corner, and now out. Here comes Mozambique getting it in, and they start off with the basket. So good start for Mozambique.
Horns.
Yeah, horns. What they talked about. That's what they wanted. They thought they could score on the best shot. But for Cape Verde, you don't want to start with Mozambique scoring so early when you're a defensive team. You want to set and get there early. But Mozambique has come out in the second half ready to roll.
Seda over the top of the key. Costa now has it in her hands. And down low, Chizian turns, and 4 quick points for Mozambique. I think if we see another scoreless trip for Cape Verde and a Mozambique basket, we'll get a timeout. There's Bosch driving in, and sometimes she looks great, sometimes not so much so, driving to the basket.
Yeah, she can always get to the basket. She just needs to concentrate, stay patient, you know, get her head up early and finish. Okay, glad she got up well. Sometimes when you just fall without any contact, you always get scared. But okay, sub.
So Delma Zita goes out of the game. Mokauro in. Along with Makamo, who has the ball. And Kosa. Long rebound, not able to retrieve it. That's the other end to play defense. So here comes Barros. Cape Verde looking for their first points here of the second half, trailing by 10 points. Bosch again, outside to Barros, wide open. And great box out. It's like you were talking about with Chizian there. Sometimes with great rebounders, you don't even go for the ball. You just box them out. That's what she did.
Yeah, important.
This is their biggest lead of the game, Mozambique. So this is a worrying point of the game. for Cape Verde. Now, they've only got 1 second on the shot clock, which means they have to
get it over.
Yeah.
Launch it.
Put the third over mid-court. It will be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, Cape Verde needs to deny the ball. Yes, there you go.
And they do it right into the hands of Barros, who drives in, and he took on the defense and missed with the left hand.
Yeah, Barros is struggling tonight. She really needs to kind of get going. She had 19 points last game. Her team really need her if they're going to get back into this game.
Makamo down low to Seda. And good defense. Now a chance to run. Di Fermento. And it goes off the hands of Rocha. For whatever reason with Cape Verde, there seem to be slow starters.
Yeah, and they're not capitalizing on those moments. You know, they get a good turnover. You really need to push it. Play Mozambique's game against them, but they turn it over. Once again, they're going to be down 10. They're going to struggle again, like they did in the first quarter.
Cosa hands it off to Seda. Now Bosch on her with the 3 fouls. Cosa for 3. That's way too long. It was such a bad shot. It went over the rim, fell right into the hands of Mukauro. Look at this.
Yeah, good for her. There was only 1 second on the clock, so
their biggest lead of the game now, Mozambique, 12 points. And with Donge on the bench with 4 fouls, they seem to be weathering the storm quite well. Leitao over to Bosch. That's a 3-pointer.
Yeah, they needed that.
She's got a lot of wrinkles to her game, doesn't she?
Yeah. They really needed that because they're struggling. And just maybe that can get them going, get them in some sort of flow, because they look a bit deflated out there coming out of halftime.
Well, here they are with a little bit of full court pressure. So maybe they have indeed forced the turnover. And looks to be an area where Mozambique are a little suspect.
Yeah, good for them changing it up.
So Leitao, now they say 14 seconds on the shot clock. There should be, I'm going to reset it anyway. And nice drive and basket by Livramento.
Yeah, hopefully Cape Verde can get some sort of momentum here, get back into the game. They can't afford another wait 7 minutes to score like the first quarter. They really struggled. Here, let's see if they can keep pushing, keep putting the pressure on Mozambique.
Rocha playing good defense out on the perimeter, as is Bosch.
Bosch has to be
Evra.
careful. Can't pick up her 4th.
Hands up, Mukauro. Oh, that was a big-time 3 from Mozambique. Pointers, they do hit them. 7 points for Mukauro. Bosch fumbled the ball away. The teammate, Rocha, gets down there, picks up the ball. And 10 points right now, the lead for Mozambique. Here it is again, and this is Bosch. Just kind of took her eye off the ball, didn't she? Leitao gets it to Evelyn. No, excuse me, she gets it to Mendes. Mona Lisa Mendes, and shot clock violation.
Yeah, the bench needs to wake up there. They're usually over there counting down. They didn't. They're sleeping, so turnover, something that they do not need. They need a possession and a good look at the basket every time down.
Good move. Chizian takes it down low, but great defense by Livramento. A good position. Hands up. Leitao on the right wing. Bosch thinking about launching it. Here she is. Runs into Leitao. And Mona Lisa Mendes was fouled. She drove towards the lane. Midway through the third quarter. Leitao inbounds it to Bosch. Goes in, spin move. Boy, that was a good aggressive play by Bosch, and she will get free throws.
Good job by her putting the pressure on their defense. Great spin move there. Unlucky with the finish.
Well, overall, she's been terrific. Her approach. She just had that moment of madness where she fouled the three-point shooter. And makes the first.
Yeah, both teams need to understand what's at stake. The winner of this
Skips the next game.
yeah. So there's got to be some sort of urgency, some sort of, a team's got to pull away here, make a statement, and finish this game strong.
Well, Mozambique have been in front from the very beginning. Is Jan. Hands it off. Bukauro now gets it over to Makamo, who passes it back to Bukauro, who goes down the lane, and she this time picks up the foul. And if that's on Bosch, that's number 4.
Sure is.
Well, they could have called it on Leitao, who was swiped down, but
It's on Bosch. Yep.
so now a decision.
Yeah,
and
subs in.
Moreira is going to bring in the sub.
Yeah, she has to be better there. You're the best player for the team right now. You're scoring, you're doing a lot of things, putting pressure, and you just do a silly swipe down foul. Very easy. You need to understand you're on three fouls.
So he goes out. And Leitao doesn't get the friendly roll. Pires in the game for Bosch, number 13. Pires. Plus over the first. Oh, she went up and down. Anyway. Get it back. 3-point attempt. Oh, that's a big sequence there. Maybe Mozambique might have gotten away with the travel. Instead, they get 3 points and their biggest lead of the game. 14 is the advantage. Leitao. And Livramento is down. They call timeout to go check on her on the low block.
Seems like she's in quite a lot of pain there with her knee.
Yeah, it is. It's a worrying picture.
Yeah, and she's one of their best scorers right now. She had 11 points last game on the court with Bosch out and Badosh out. She was their real go-to offensive player, so coach might want to think about subbing in one of their threats.
Okay, have a look. Livramento.
Just turns the knee inwards. I hate watching replays.
How
like that.
serious does that look to you?
Not bad, but I can see a tweak.
Yeah.
Turn the knee in, it turned awkwardly.
It'll help her up. She's
Good
kind
to
of
see her
limping.
walking
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's
Really
what it
happy
is.
to see that, but
Might
really
just need
sore.
to take a second to get loose and just reevaluate it in a couple minutes.
I'm
Get some
not gonna
treatment by
watch.
the doctor. Here it is again. Yeah, definitely. You could see she went immediately when it happened. So hopefully she's going to be okay.
Yeah, coach subs Badosh in.
The battle comes in and gets a shot blocked by Costa, but then great play by Pires to get the steal. Algira and Mendez for her pass. Well, not corralled, and now Mozambique are down, and Leitao has to put up a 3. race to the outside of the net. Is that Cosa or is that?
Also in some pain.
I think that's Annabella Cosa. So
That was a
worrying.
no call there. They both went up for the ball. Both had equal possession, so referees decided no call, which is fair. Let's see
Here, look at this. Oh, and it was indeed her left. Looked like her left knee. Watch this.
Oh.
That was the freak.
I'm not very good at watching injuries. I don't like it.
We can only hope that she's going to be okay, because if, obviously for the player themselves, just don't want to see them get hurt, but if in fact they are, so it has an impact on them, what comes after this, they go back to their club sides or their schools, and they also affect the team moving forward. We're only, this is only the second game for these players, and to lose Cosa, a member of the starting five, would be devastating for Mozambique.
Yeah.
And I think it was her right, and they just, I don't know if this is precautionary because they want to get the game moving again.
She's obviously in some sort of pain. She hasn't moved since she fell over, so hopefully they can have a look and attend to her and she can be back. That doesn't look good.
Well, all of a sudden, the medical personnel find themselves extremely busy. I'm not sure if Livramento is being seen. She's just getting. I think she's getting the treatment on the bench from the team doctor. But Cosa is going to be taken off the court. I don't know if she's going to go to the changing room or she might go to the locker room to be examined.
Assessed behind the scenes to give her that privacy.
So coming in for her, number 12, Eleuteria Yavinguane. Mozambique, and a foul up high called on Evora. Pierce has been pretty decent defensively since coming in. I know it's on it's on Pires, the reach. She's gambling a little bit, but her team's down 14 points, and it's been kind of an uphill struggle the whole way. Cape Verde did make some inroads after falling behind early, and there, Pires just had the ball taken away from her. And now the offensive rebounds are starting to rear their ugly heads for Cape Verde as Mozambique crashing the boards and getting more opportunities.
That ultimately is going to win them the game. If you can get extra possessions for your team, give you extra chances to score, ultimately you will win. So they're doing the right things here.
And the lead is 15 points. So this is Yavinguane, who's just come into the game for Cosa, and stretches the advantage to 16. So Pires goes out. And now coming in for her is number 6, and I believe that is Fernandez. Yes, it is Analicia Fernandez. She's got the ball. Drives hard, tries to force her way in. And good anticipation by Leitao. And now she goes in. Maybe, I think Cape Verde, they're in a hurry to cut into this deficit, but maybe in a little bit too much of a hurry with some of their moves going to the basket.
Yeah, Mozambique is a pretty tall team, so they need to get them up in a shot fake, do something different. They can't just go up in rhythm. It's too easy to block and to, stay with them on defense.
Good D by Mozambique, and look at that. They just come up and get the steal. And both teams, and scrapping. It's like a greased pig on the floor of the basketball. Both teams are going after it. And Mozambique were off to the races for what looked like a layup, and then they kind of fumbled the ball away.
It's Mozambique possession.
So Seda there, the big center. And she gets tied up.
You have to give it to Cape Verde. They're not going to give up. They're always going to hustle. And also, as the tournament goes on, it's about points as well. So if they can cut away at this deficit, it would really help them. If they can't win.
3-point attempt, banks in the jumper, and that is a killer. That is what you call a late third quarter dagger that has been thrown in by Amelia Makamo.
Yeah, good job her shooting it. The defense went under the screen, gave her enough space to shoot the 3-pointer.
Barros looking for an opening. Good hands by Mafanela. And Mozambique have been superior in this quarter, especially defensively. They've given nothing away. 3-point attempt, another one.
Cape Verde's kind of breaking down here on offense and in defense, where they usually rely on themselves there, but I think they need to set up a better play. They're kind of going one-on-one. That's not going to work against this team.
Well, that was Makamo with back-to-back 3-pointers. She hadn't scored before that. And Mafanela picks up the foul. So really, they've come out smelling like a rose, Mozambique, despite having Donge on the bench with 4 fouls.
Yeah, good for them. That's one of their best players. I think they're playing a better half here, really working towards their positive and advantages. But I think, honestly, Cape Verde isn't playing their good defense like they did in the first half and what they pride themselves on.
Well, they've got Bosch on the bench in foul trouble. They've got now Livramento out of the game, injured. That was Analicia Fernandez scoring. 20 points, the difference. Mozambique looking to go back up by 22, and the aggressive play to the basket gets them a trip to the free throw line. It is again. Yeah, that's a good call. She had her right arm down. Called her as she was going past. Still a little bit of time here. 5.7 seconds left if she misses this to get an offensive rebound and putback. But also for Cape Verde.
Yeah, Cape Verde needs to do a better job boxing out there.
Yeah, that's a tough call probably against Cape Verde. But anyway, checking in for Cape Verde is number 15. She was trying to box out there, Maria Correa. And now the possession has been given to Cape Verde. Cape Verde with 4.7 seconds to go. Barros, she knows she has to hurry. And she puts up a prayer, and that's off the backboard, and that was it. So it is a mountain to climb for Cape Verde. Mozambique have taken command. They're on top. I think it's 49-29.
You gotta be strong, but you gotta keep fighting. Okay, you tiene que brigar.
Quando outros equipos que têm mais talento, não temos esta concentração, Down 10, 25 puntos por cuarto. Então estamos perdidos. Arranjamos. Não tuvimos jogos de preparação.
2, 3, junto!
I think Cape Verde would be disappointed with that quarter, getting away from their style, you know, letting Mozambique get transition points, 38% and 7 from 18, really shooting the three-point ball better this last quarter. It talks about keep fighting, try and dig away at this lead and try and get back into the game. But Mozambique is doing a great job imposing their will.
Jay Letao goes in and gets blocked. Great play by Gavin Guane, who's been terrific since she came into the game for Kosa. And another foul called on Cape Verde. Well, you know, the defensive toughness and this effort here by Mozambique has been impressive in the second half. Alfanella on the baseline. And good rebound by the backup center, Maria Correa. Fernandez. And you heard the coach saying after the third quarter on the Cape Verde bench, you just have to keep fighting, see what happens. In terms of battling, don't give up. Mozambique looking pretty good right now. Yanni misses the three. And Letao, I think it's going to be called for a foul there.
Yeah, she just held her hand as she was trying to box out and make sure that she didn't get the rebound. So they want to get back to their style and their, you know, defensive mind. They don't want to give up any easy baskets here and let this lead get any larger.
Baros bends over to tie her shoes.
Is she in pain? Did she roll her ankle there?
I think you're right. She's trying to gut it out. We'll get some help as Loretta Rocha comes back into the game. That's not a good sign. Already lost Livramento. And now Indira Evra. Oh, okay, so the ball is going to be Cape Verde ball. I think the Mozambique coach is thinking like me, isn't that Mozambique ball? But he's up 20 points, so 9 minutes remaining. In fact, it is Mozambique ball. Yeah, so.
Need to get the ball in. Yeah, just in time. Good job.
Mafanella has it knocked away by Rocha. And Rocha ran into the defense, and now she's slow to get up. Here. A tough game physically for this Cape Verde team. That's back three. Banks in number 6, Analicia Fernandez. Well, not over till it's over, Yogi says.
Yeah, they just have to keep chipping away at this. Mozambique's done a good job to get ahead and really open up a good lead. But, you know, Cape Verde's not going to want to give up here. They want to stay true to themselves. It's a long tournament, so they want to keep learning from these, you know, games.
Fernandez hands it off to Jade Letao. Nice pick by Correa. And she gets it back and passes it out to the perimeter. Fernandez, shot clock winding down. Letao has to launch it.
Mozambique doing a good job. Slow the ball down. The time is your friend. Run something really good. Get a good shot. Use the shot clock all the way down to the end.
And Mafanella's been impressive today. She's got the ball, turns, and earns a trip to the line.
Timeout.
Timeout indeed. So with 7:42 remaining, it's 49-32 Mozambique on top of Cape Verde.
3, 4 e 5, Tamara, Jim, o trocas, están a jugar agora lá, né? Tem que ficam lá grandes, uno contra uno, agressivas, que não podem jogar. Nos bloqueios ou trocamos. Aqui, direitas, esquerdas. Não temos aquele tempo para jogar, não temos aquele tempo. Sais, não jogaste, tens que chamar o pick and roll ou jogar imediatamente. Ok?
In the game, quando tem que voltar cortando. Tem que voltar cortando. No
7 minuti in più.
See the 18 points in the paint for Mozambique, the 4 for Cape Verde, and also the second chance points. So a lot more offensive rebounds. 17 of their 39 rebounds are offensive.
Yeah, 0 points, second chance points for Cape Verde.
Just 2 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, you're not going to win a game like that. Those stats show what type of game it is for them.
It has definitely been difficult to keep them off the glass for Cape Verde. This Mozambique team has crashed the boards. And here they are at the line. Mafanella makes the first.
Cape Verde really needs to work on this throughout this tournament because, you know, Mozambique isn't the largest or isn't the most athletic. The teams are going to get harder and harder as you go on.
Rocha spins. Fernandez. It's a little extra effort. Gets him the ball back by Rocha. Fernandez again will launch it. Now Mozambique looking to lower the boom. Three-point attempt by Jimo. Rocha goes all the way in, trying to get a foul called. Ball goes out of bounds off Mozambique. So Rocha checks out. Livramento, that's a good sign. She's coming back into the game. Bosch also in the game. She takes a shot.
Oh, just subbed in too.
An offensive foul has been called on somebody. Now she's holding her knee, and I don't know if she clanged the knees.
Yeah, bump knee to knees. That is painful. I've done that a couple of times.
She's going to run it off.
Yeah, it's an instant bone bruise, that's called.
Watch this. Yeah, she hit Jimo.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. Going to have to ice that after the game for sure.
Looking for what that call was. Mozambique travels, gives it back to Cape Verde.
Coach has finally put Donge back in the game. She has 4 fouls, so he decided not to play her much, which is smart of him. You're up a fair few, so don't need to put her in that position to foul.
Oh, Mafanella, and I think quite rightly, Cape Verde's coach, Moreva, is asking for an unsportsmanlike. Because that was an elbow that caught his player right square in the face.
Yeah, medical team's going to have to work hard this game.
They could look at this if they wanted. They could look at it. And Indira Evera took one for the team there. Watch this. Oh, no, it wasn't an elbow. She just got her in the face with the hand.
Yeah, she's tried to swipe at the ball as she goes by. I wouldn't say it's an elbow or anything to look at.
No, but you can understand why he's asking for it. He's trying to get anything he can.
Yeah.
6:09 remaining in the game.
Oh, they call it though. Look,
Yeah.
everyone's clearing from the 3-throw line. So.
Well, he consulted his colleague and decided that was an unsportsmanlike. So 2 shots and possession. Evera makes the first. Back to makes the second as well. And then, so now they will give them the ball. So it is potentially a big swing here. 17 points the deficit. They can hit a 3-pointer here. Livramento drives in, beautiful handoff. And great work by Fernandez to tie up Leia Donge.
Yeah, good job Donge not fouling, keeping her hands up and out and not getting that 5th foul.
Number 5 bring the ball up the floor. Mafanella. And 2 shots coming for the forward of Mozambique.
Yeah, that's easy to call for the referees. Both of her hands on her back. Oof. And nearly throws an elbow there. But that's an easy call for the referees to call.
Fernandez comes out. Bosch back in the game. Bad ankle or no ankle.
Yeah, probably taped it up and got back out there. You know, players should really retie their shoelaces throughout the game. You don't realize how loose they become and easy to roll your ankles.
So she makes 1 of 2 and takes it up to an 18-point lead. 5:40 remaining. Bosch, fresh off the bench. Outside it goes. Livramento goes in and takes the body.
That's her 5th.
So Donge is out of the game.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to foul out and be in foul trouble throughout, it's best to do it in a game when your team has been on top from the very beginning.
Yeah, I thought... wait, is it her foul?
I thought it was.
She walked to the bench but walked back in. I thought she did a better job there. Her coach did tell her previously,
Well, who is the foul on?
Move your feet.
If it's not on her, yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
So he has to make a substitution. Okay, so now she's going out. That was weird.
Has the foul gone up on the board? Maybe that's why he's...
This is what he's asking.
No, it's up there on the board. It says 5.
But there's only 4 players on the court right now for Mozambique, so they have to make a substitution. And the coach is looking up there and seeing that it says she has 4 fouls. So that's why he's asking. It hasn't shown yet. Now it does. It says she has 5 fouls.
That's a frustrating night for her, but hopefully she can regroup herself. 2 of those fouls from her were offensive fouls, so she just needs to be careful of those swinging elbows. And she didn't really play that many minutes. You know, sometimes that happens. But hopefully next game she can really work on that.
Mafanella drives in, and just at the end, has the foul called.
Yeah, Cape Verde is getting frustrated and now swinging and putting the hands in, where the last time they would swarm the ball and then 5 players would come and put their hands up. Now they're getting frustrated and swiping. Easy call.
And Mafanella makes the first. Surprised she only has 5 points, not 6 points, because she's been pretty active.
Yeah, she's been playing well for them.
7 points. Rodelia. Mafanella. Go back to a 19-point stranglehold on proceeding. Livramento stops her progress, and then the ball goes out of bounds, and it's back to Mozambique. So more and more it's looking like Cape Verde are going to have to play a qualification for the quarterfinals. We already know that Kenya, who lost both of their games to these two teams, were going to be in the qualification for the quarterfinals. And the drive, and the pass outside. And the scrap for the ball. You could look at the positives of that, in that it would give you another game.
Yeah.
To try to improve as a team, but obviously you also run the risk of not advancing to the quarterfinals.
Right. Yeah, and coach just talked about, you know, they haven't been here in a long time, and they're just trying to establish themselves, trying to get, you know, their identity, be able to, you know, work towards being a top 6 team maybe in the future.
I think what we've learned is that they can ill afford not to have this player on the court. Bosch, you know, she goes out of the game in foul trouble, and also in the first half when she was really carrying them. They have to, you know, she has to be a real leader in this team. You know, you want to be aggressive, but you don't want to make fouls that you can avoid making.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely need her in the game. Last game, she had 12 rebounds to go with her 11 points.
Yeah,
so
she was double-double.
Yeah.
She was double trouble for Kenya. Baros, her team trailing by 17. 4 minutes to go. Could have almost taken that herself, but instead she dishes. And Correa makes the shot and earns a trip to the line.
Hopefully that can spur some energy into them. You know, nice and one move here. Way to get her head up early and finish. There's 3 minutes 57. Like I said, just slowly chip away at that lead and see where you can get.
Good minutes here by Correa. It's a 15-point game, and that's where it stays. She misses the free throw. And then the ball saved in bounds, and Cape Verde's hustle is going to get him the ball back. I thought it went off to him, but anyway, Grosha looking on from the bench, imploring her team to keep fighting. 3:54 to go. I think Cape Verde needed 3 to go, and that would really get them going.
Yeah, they sure do. Nothing forced.
Well, said Barros gets in and attempts it. Here's Fernandez. She's hit a 3 today. Barros drives in, and she'll take the 2. And all of a sudden, it's a 13-point advantage for Mozambique. Some hope for Cape Verde. And it goes, and Jimmo scores with ease. Good play by Mozambique. And now a foul by Pereira. 4 fouls on Mozambique in the quarter. And that could be another thing that would help Cape Verde, is if they could get to the free throw line.
Yeah, they've got
and
one
the
more
clock
team.
stops.
Yeah, one more team bonus. Foul.
Bosch has it. Bosch is, oh boy, that was big time.
Nice.
Right, nice play by Bosch. And you can see they have not given up the ghost yet.
Yeah, that's...
The clock is the enemy, though. 3 minutes remaining. 13 points to lead for Mozambique. And Martinez is asking for a timeout on the next dead ball. Jimmo gets down low, and the ball goes over to Cape Verde. And timeout here for the Mozambique team.
Yeah, real momentum
And
swing
you can see
here.
he's saying that he had wanted the timeout earlier. So a little bit of frustration for him. But anyway, now he gets a chance to talk to his team.
Troca con Nilsa, venga, va. ¿Dónde estáis? ¿Dónde estáis? Los
Where
35
are you, it
cruzados
says.
aquí, ¿dónde estabais?
Where were you? Here it says the
Fica,
quarterback
fica
quarter
con la
scoring.
otra. Defendes a 7. Que es la única que va a jugar a 1 contra 1. Venga, vamos. No, fue una reposición de fondo aquí. Estamos ahí, venga, vamos.
So he's really taking issue with how his team's defense is played.
Cedo,
Of course, he's lost Dongue.
O sea,
Fine foul.
pensar na tarde, por duas coisas, por tempo que temos que trabalhar e segundo, porque o jogo está lá,
Okay, let's go. It's all about fighting.
Well, there was absolutely no sign of the Cape Verde comeback when they were down around 18, 20 points. And all of a sudden, here they are trailing by 13 and with possession.
Yeah.
And anybody that knows basketball knows that,
Anything can happen.
2 minutes and 50 seconds is a long time.
Yeah, 2 or 3 threes, you're back in the game.
If the other team start to second guess themselves a little bit.
Yeah, but coach has done a good job willing on his team, saying keep fighting for Cape Verde. So, and that's what they're doing. Good job sticking to what they're good at. The defense just needs to lock up a little bit more, see if they can get some more turnovers and capitalize on them.
Mendes inbounds the ball. Here's Bosch, and again, just kind of illustrates how crucial she is. Now Barros for 3! It's a 10-point game!
Wow.
There's a whiff of magic in the air here by Cape Verde. They believe Mozambique haven't put them away. Shot clock winding down. Oh, got away with one maybe. Nevertheless, Bosch with the rebound. I thought there might have been a charge there. Here's Fernandez for 3. It's a 7-point game!
Wow, look at that. Just believe, keep fighting. 2 back-to-back threes, as we talked about. Good for them.
Well, they haven't given up the ghost yet. Tizian drives in, misses. Quick shot. Here's Bosch and Correa. And then I think, again, Cape Verde a little bit, they want to push it. They want to get it up the floor quickly, but they've got to make good passes. And Bosch just kind of lost control there. And I'll tell you, they're fortunate that Correa didn't have a foul called on her because it looked like she dove on her. But here's Barros hitting the 3.
Yeah, she lit it up last game, so good for her. A nice little push and a momentum change for Cape Verde. Hopefully, this is a great thing for them. Keep fighting, keep staying in the game. Like we said before, anything can happen, and there they come out hitting back-to-back threes. A really good momentum swing for them.
Barros. He's got the bit between the teeth. Here she goes. Back it goes to Bosch for 3. Oh, it rattled out.
Wow. This got exciting quickly. I have to stand up out of my chair.
Zita taking time off the clock. And a foul on Barros. I guess she said she reached over with her hand and committed a foul. Watch this. Well, she just pulled on her a little bit.
Yeah, and they're in the bonus here, so this is a big foul for them, putting Mozambique back to the line, stopping the clock. Well, we'll see if she makes it.
And she does indeed.
Yeah, coach is going to be livid over there.
She makes both free throws, and well, that was kind of sucked the life out of the comeback here. Here's Bosch. Penetrates, gets in, and draws the foul on Bukauro.
Yeah, her ability to put it on the floor and slash to the basket is so good. She has this lovely crossover right to left, and unstoppable, really.
So there's 2 things here. Obviously, anytime they can get to the line, they'll take it because not only do they have a chance to score, but they'll stop the clock.
Yeah.
But the crucial thing is they also have to make their free throws, which Bosch does not.
No, she doesn't.
And they've dipped below now 60%. They're in the 50s, and she misses both. And that might just have done it for their chances as they trail by 9.
Yeah, Mozambique.
Well, they haven't gotten across midcourt. It's already a backcourt violation by 2 seconds. And the coach is livid, and for good reason. Wow.
Oh, man, they catch a break there. Referees missed that.
Well, that's I have to say, it's just obviously these types of things even up over the course of the game, but that was 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, shouting, that's not fair, which it isn't. You know, the referee should get that.
Anyway, you know, the good thing is they will go
game.
back and look at the game with their assessor, and they'll see where they might have need to make improvements, what have you. He makes the basket down 36 seconds. It's a 7-point game.
Yeah, time is on Mozambique's side. They just need to take their time, use all of the shot clock to get a shot.
Yeah, they do. Barros guarding her closely.
Oh, somebody's hurt again.
Seda goes down.
Seda.
7 seconds on the shot clock.
I want to say a knee to the thigh. I'm pretty sure, but I might have missed that. I think a lot of ice baths and good massage after this game, man. Very tough and physical game. Hopefully she can get up and walk this off. Good to see her up and walking. She's staying on the floor, and she actually should. No, sideline.
So 7 seconds on the shot clock and 21.2 on the game clock. It's awfully hard to see Mozambique losing from this position, but you never know.
No.
Certainly they need a stop, and they need a rebound.
Yeah, it'll be an absolute disaster if they lose this, but great job from Cape Verde to make a push.
Absolutely. Here they are. They're taking a little bit more time off the clock. They're going to launch a 3, and that does it. Nice finish to the game here for Mozambique. Getting to, so it was a 2 in the end, but it was a shot and now a steal. That it was Yavin Guane, who's been very impressive since Kosa fouled out. And that's how it's going to finish. So I think coaches shake hands, but now need to be separated. I think a little bit of tensions running high as Mozambique claim a 60-51 win over Cape Verde. Well, let's accentuate the positives. Strong performance by Mozambique overall. You got to give them credit, you know. Overall, they were the better team. And Cape Verde, when faced by adversity, they didn't give up. They battled back. And, you know, both teams desperate to win this game. And I think what we learned from Cape Verde is they're not going to go away quietly, even if you get on top of them. So they can at least latch onto that. But for Mozambique, they've got some potential, but it remains to be seen without Kosa. You see the stats here at the end. The rebounding was a killer.
Yeah.
47-26 for Mozambique.
And second chance points for them, which really blew the game open for them.
And Kosa, again, led them in scoring with 10 points. But, again, we don't know what their status is. And Fernandez... Barros shooting the 2 steals. Mukauro did well today. It was interesting how different players stepped up today. I mean, Fernandez had the 12 points, Bosch and Barrows 10 and 9 respectively. Costa 10, Mukauro 9, and Zita with 7. But as far as Cape Verde go, they simply cannot afford not to have Bosch on the court.
No.
And if she's not on the court, she needs to be resting, getting ready to go right back in. Because against these bigger teams, her presence and also her quality. I mean, she's got quality. You know, it's not just her size; it's her ability to play the game.
Yeah, she had the #1 highlight of the last games 2 days ago. But for her, she has to be more disciplined. Her team always need her on the floor, like you said. Hopefully, you know, they can build from this. They've got the next round. They have to do a better job boxing out and getting offensive and defensive rebounds.
Livramento, it's good that she was able to battle back and come back. Had a scary moment there where we thought maybe she had injured her knee. And so she was able to get back and play, and hopefully she'll be okay. And hopefully Kosa, obviously with Mozambique now going straight to the qualification for the quarterfinals, she'll have additional time to rest, and hopefully she'll bounce back soon. But great effort. A lot was riding on this game. Obviously, a straight ticket to the quarterfinals. And I think what we saw at the very end as well with Cape Verde is that comeback probably lifted their spirits, because otherwise they were down in the dumps and heading into their off day.
Yeah, that's good. If I'm coach,
Excuse me, tomorrow they play, so they'll feel better now about going into that game.
Yeah, if I'm coach, for my team to respond to me like that shows me good work ethic. They're also listening to him. They need to work on a few things, but overall I thought that was a great comeback, hitting 2 back-to-back threes there. Unfortunately, they didn't get the calls that they wanted, but I think, you know, going forward here, just keep working towards things. They are very undersized, and that's going to be a difficult thing to overcome when you're playing even taller players, so they have to work on those box outs and getting the rebounds.
Well, coming up next will be the game between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Mali. We just watched Cape Verde fall to Mozambique, and a game that was, I would say, a great first half. Mozambique took control in the second, and then a late run by Cape Verde made it very interesting. But here are the standings at the end of the group phase. It's Mozambique topping Group D with those 4 points and 2 wins. Cape Verde go to 1-1 with 3 points, and Kenya, who lost to both of these teams, they finished third at 0-2. Second Group D. Yeah. They face third from Group C. So that'll be